Develop success from failures. Discouragement and failure are two of the surest stepping stones to success. Dale Carnegie, my friends, I learn so much more from the mistakes I make than I do from the easy wins. You know, the easy wins in the stock market when everything is going up and you think you're a damn genius until it rolls over, sucks everything out and more of your account, and then you realize, wow, I wasn't as smart as I thought I was. It is all about learning when to get in, how to stay in, how long to stay in, and when to get out. That is just so important. Remember, it's a binary decision. Get in, get out. Every single day, it is that binary decision. Work to improve your odds through your skill set based upon the wisdom and knowledge you gain each and every day practicing in these markets. Let's jump into the charts. We see stocks, gold, Bitcoin are up. Bonds are down a little bit. Let's talk about where we are first in the S&P 500. Both the S&P and the NASDAQ up about 1%. Now, we have reached a higher high this week. Smaller candle again, no volume. No volume. Look at that. No volume. We do see some decent volume that came in today, which pushed up volume to almost average right there added on the 2-day. And you can see where things were spiking up some. That happened in the afternoon if you look at the half day. And volume on the half day has been gaining a little bit. And again, very weak for quite a long time. This is the highest volume we have seen since the end of March. We're at the end of April, and it's the first time we've seen anywhere up near average volume. Isn't that crazy? Again, but it is reaching a higher high. That's good to see. No volume to help keep that strong. In other words, make you feel good about where that is because it's not going with the flow. And that is showing you some investor psychology concerns. But if you've been in writing this based upon the candlesticks and the Heikin-Ashi knowledge that you have been feeling great as things have been going up. What do we see on the NASDAQ? Like I said, it's up about 1% too, up in the morning, a little further up in the afternoon. Good volume for the day. Not on the 2-day, no good volume there, but again, reaching a higher high. And on the weekly, going up to a higher high. But again, no volume and just 1 day to go. Look how weak the volume is for the week. Maybe it'll be a crazy day tomorrow. That'll bump up more. But things still going up. Those of you who've been reviewing the trade execution summary grids and our 5-day plus analysis that we post over on the Patreon page, we release it at the beginning or at the end, actually, of each day. So you can see what we had forecasted. But you'll see how high the percentage has been for continued up moves in stocks. What do we see on 20-year U.S. government bonds? They are down today, 0.09%. Third candle, as we've seen the candle length increasing as bonds have moved down. Decent volume on the 2-day, not so much, not at all on the half-day. Haven't had volume on average going all the way back to the 23rd of March. We can see where things crossed over in the morning on Friday the 24th of April and have pretty much been moving down since then. Might be a consideration jumping into a down move on bonds as we end this week. Again, not a whole lot there, not anything pretty with the turnover, but that does seem to be the way that bonds are moving. Do check the trade execution summary grid and the 5-day plus analysis. That'll give you some more different food for thought. What do we see going on gold? Gold booming up today, 1.5%. What did that do for gold? Still way below. I mean, you can see how much gold has moved down. Broke through the weekly trend line this week. We have 4 down candles on the 2-day chart, 8 days of ever widening candles and further plumbing down. Having one good day, that's great. But again, we are waiting to see how this week ends for gold and then where this next week begins. Does it then put in for a decent down move, or does it just sort of, again, continue to float like it has? We've had some up moves, some down moves here for the last, 1, 2, 3, 4, going on 5 weeks now as gold meanders. Again, we like nice, strong moves, easy to read charts that tell us what's going on. My friends, here's the deal. When the market's not telling you what to do, then you hold fast. You're not a professional trader in that, not that you're not professional in your actions. You're not a professional trader in that you have to trade. First rule of trading, don't lose money. Second rule of trading, don't lose money. Third rule of trading, make money. So in other words, act only when you know what's going on based upon your skill set, your time in, everything that's ringing the bell. That's when you do it. So gold up, but there was nothing to tell you that was going to happen. Now let's move on to HODL. It's up. And again, we're in the 4th week of green candles. We saw where, Bitcoin had peaked back on the 27th of April and rolling down on that half-day chart since then and just sitting on what? The weekly trend line, just sitting there on it. We had, you can see here, it's hard to see. Let's blow that up for you. You can see what has happened on the 2-day chart as it has weakened and tried to penetrate and is really just barely touching it as far as that candle goes. Not volume to write home about. Got to go all the way back to the 31st of March. That was Tuesday the 31st. And then the 1st of April, where things were interim bottoming and then starting up. So we'll continue to keep an eye on Bitcoin. See how tomorrow goes. Do we stay trying to push through that weekly trend line on the 2-day, or does Bitcoin recover and ride up it like it's doing on the half-day? Let's keep an eye on that. This is the 4th week. Again, we didn't have Bitcoin break down like it did on all these 2-week up moves going back to the 8th of September of last year. Isn't that interesting? So we'll keep an eye on Bitcoin as we go into Friday. Do keep your eye on a potential for, a down move on TLT. Let's see how stocks continue to move. If, again, they continue to gain price and perhaps in volume, because that's the thing. That's the weakness that has been worrying me about the rug getting jerked out from under us in our long play. That is where we are, my friends. We always love to hear from you. CW@chartingwealth.com. God bless. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.